Okay, temple runners, let's get ready for our next little bit that we're going to add into our story. So, yesterday we did about our character, um, Guy Dangerous or Scarlet Fox. And I know some of you did your own character as well. So, we've introduced our character. Now we're going to talk about the idol, use our notes from our previous lesson and add in that bit into the story. So, let's think about how we're going to do that. So this is the plan that we're going to be using to get our idol description into the story. Similar to the character one, we're all going to start off with the very same sentence. So we're going to be starting off with this sentence in our story. The idols seem to be staring right back at Guy into his very soul. So that's our start point. So everyone's going to start from there, put that into their books. And again, just like yesterday, we're all going to end on the same point as well. Guy kept staring into the eyes as he lifted the idol gently from its stand. So that's our end sentence. The middle bit's going to be over to you. So on the middle bit in between here, you're going to be using your ideas from the previous lesson and putting some of those bits into that section there. So that's what you're going to be concentrating on today. So let's have a quick look at on how that's going to pan out and look at an example of that. So this is what we're kind of looking for this part of the story. So you can see I've put in that first sentence. The idol seemed to be staring right back at Guy into his very soul. And then it was a case of using my notes from the previous lesson. So on my notes, I've put down that it was the Chachapoyan idol of death. So I want to talk about that. I put down it was solid gold and eyes of obsidian. So I want to make sure I get that in. I know it was 12 inches tall. And also that it represented the goddess of death. So it's those bits and pieces that I want into there. So let's see if we can spot those bits. So I carried it on. The golden statue stood 12 inches tall and was made of solid gold with eyes of obsidian. You can see I've literally just used my notes. The eyes continued to bore into his soul. I thought I'd put in an extra little bit into there. The Chachapoyan idol of death represented Pachamama, the goddess of death. So all of that bit was from that very first, what does it look like part of my my plan that we did the other day. The next bits I wanted to put in were the kind of the history of the idol and making sure I get that legend of the idol in there as well. So again, that should be all on your notes from a previous lesson. So on my one, the idol had been hidden centuries ago by the tribe's priests in a temple deep within the jungles of Peru. Braving the deadly traps to stare into the idol's eyes became a rite of passage for the Chachapoyan warriors. So that's kind of the history of the idol, giving us a bit of a backstory. And then I've got the legend itself. It is said that if someone who is not brave and strong looks into the eyes of the idol, then they will die. So there's my legend, which is just going to got all those bits and pieces that I wanted to do. The very last bit is obviously that link from that final sentence so that everybody's in the same place. Guy kept staring into the eyes as he lifted the idol from its stand. So I'll leave that one up there. I'll put a link to my piece of work as well. It might be quite useful having that as a bit of a template that you can use to help you do your own bits and pieces. Otherwise, have a good go at trying to get that idol into your story. Remember to use the same start sentence, the end sentence, and then get your ideas from a previous lesson into the middle there. And I'll look forward to hearing about your idol and how it fits into the story before our next lesson when we move on to actually grabbing the idol and getting out of the tomb itself. Okay? Right, best of luck, class 3. I'll look forward to hearing about the idols